Hey, Martin the Guitar Guy here. It's Wednesday, so we're going to break down Seal just a little bit more with the song Crazy. That was funky ass. Hey, Martin the Guitar Guy here. As I said, we're going to break that song down a little bit more. So we've got the right hand to focus on, and we've got this little cool, breakdown section within the song. And I know I've missed out one of the parts of the song when I did the performance. There's a little part there that I sometimes do in gigs, sometimes don't do. Depends how I'm feeling at the time. Hey, I can do what I want. I'm Martin the Guitar Guy. What are you going to do about it? Huh? Now we'll break it down for you, this little breakdown section, which is quite funky, and it's very right hand focused, although the left hand's where everyone watches, I know that. So let's have a look at now what's going on with the right hand. Okay, so the section I'm breaking down is this bit. Okay, that thing there. So how do we do that, Mark? I have no idea. Seriously, I have no idea. So what we're doing is the right hand has got great tick-tock going on. I'm holding a pick, doing all that stuff well that I teach all the time and always go on to you guys about. But we're going to put the fingers over the strings to start with, and we're going to try that rhythm. What it is a drum beat. This is really what it is, a drum beat happening within the strum. And I've said this many times before, but this is even more so. Okay, so it's... So what I'm doing is constant strumming of down, up, down, up, down, up quite fast. I'll slow it down. Okay, so what we're doing here is this constant down, up strumming, and I'll do that in a minute with just all the strings. So it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And there's certain beats I'm pulling out. Down, down, up, down. So those ones I'm accenting there. That's what you want to get to start with. Once you have that down, okay, don't move on until you have this exactly right. Okay, so when that sounds funky and you hear that, you feel that, I want to nod my head, yeah. When that happens, that's when you move on. Don't move on until you have that going on. Okay, if someone walks past and they go, that means you've got it nailed. Then you can move to the next bit. Now the next bit, we're going to treat the guitar like a kick and a snare of a drum kit, okay? The kick is going to be the top string or the top 2 strings maybe even 3, but you're aiming at the top so you can hit a few strings, it's not a problem. And the snare is going to be the tighter strings. The reason is you're going to have more of a bassy sound in the top strings, as in the big fat old strings up there, and the skinny little tinkly strings, they're going to have your snare, more of a cutting snare sound. And what I'm going to do is move that strum, which I just did, from the top to the bottom, okay? So it's going to go top, bottom. When I say top, I'm meaning top part of this guitar, this top up here, and the bottom part is this part, okay? So we're going to go top, bottom, top, and bottom. Top, bottom, top, and bottom. And all I'm doing with my left hand is I'm putting my fingers, are just not pushing down, making notes. I'm relaxing my fingers on the strings so that the strings don't resonate, because you don't want them to resonate at this stage. And then there's another thing we'll add in a second on how to do that. This is quite complex, but it's super cool. Okay. By the way, if you've done Steal My Kisses as one of my songs, that's exactly the same strumming pattern. It's the same thing. So and you can apply this to all of these songs. Anytime you have that groove, you can apply this groove. So you can hear what's going on there. There's even extra notes. That's super cool and fun to play with and get funky with. Start slow, keep your strum quite big. Then bring it down to the little sections. The smaller your strum, the quicker you can go. And you can see my head nodding. That's involuntary. I have no idea that's happening until I realise it was happening. I'm not trying to nod my head. That's the first part of that. Okay, that is pretty much the right hand. I mean, there's a few other things going on. We won't go into that too much at the stage, because the left hand now is going to come into focus. Next part now, we're going to do the same thing. Now, I've got my fingers on the 7th fret. My third finger can play these things called harmonics. Now, if you've never done this before, right above the 7th fret, which is where the dot is, the fret above that, which is the higher fret, which is just above the dot, meaning there's the dot right in the middle of the guitar, just above that on the fret, we've got things called harmonics. If you just touch the string lightly and pick them one by one, you should be able to, initially when you first do it, it will be a little bit like, it'll probably sound a bit like that, because it'll be inaccurate and your fingers will, the lightness of the touch becomes more strong as you get used to the sound of it. But what I'm going to do is just feathery, very, very feathery, very light on the tips of my fingers, just going to touch that string and then take my finger off. So hear how the note continues on? So that's harmonics. What I'm doing, if I rest my fingers on there, you can hear those strings. If I'm just using the bottom sort of 4 strings for the guitar, that's pretty much what I'm doing with that groove. I'm hitting the top first. Lots going on there, but that's the bit I'm going to show you right now. So what I'm doing is doing the same thing. Top, bottom, top, bottom. Then I'm just adding the harmonics in there. Sounds kind of cool, like it's in some sort of weird outer space Martian planet thing going on, but it's funky. Funky Martian planet. That's my next album, by the way. That is what we're going to be doing for it. So just try going from the top to bottom. Dun, ta, dun, 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 and then start adding a 0 of the bass note. So So you can do it as many, it doesn't have to be accurate. You can muck around with it. It can be different every time. It doesn't really matter. As long as that groove is in there, it's all going to sound super cool. And then you can even add a little hammer on, which I'm doing there. I'm doing a hammer on on the 5th string, 5 to 7. And I'm doing like a hammer on and then hitting the E. So it's just before I hit the first, which is the 1, 1, 1, da da dum, da da dum. So that by itself would just be. So you can hear that I'm doing all the groove at once there, and then I'm just experimenting with it and just finding notes that I like within that little groove. So there's quite a lot there. I know, there's quite a lot. You don't have to be able to do this, guys. It doesn't matter if you can't do this yet. This is advanced stuff. Don't do this in one day. This is stuff that has developed over the 20 years of me playing guitar, doing these gigs live and making my own little sound and trying to get the most out of one instrument while you know, 200 or 300 people were jumping up and down and dancing, hopefully dancing. So that is the lesson today, ladies and gents. We're not going to do too much more on that because there's quite a bit involved. But I hope you're enjoying these lessons. Please let me know. I cannot wait to come back and see you guys on Friday for Q&A Friday, where you get to ask your questions to me and I get to answer them directly to you in YouTube world. If you have a question or something you'd like to know, or you just want to comment, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, go and play some damn guitar. Mark the Guitar Guy signing off. See you later.